Danny, where you going?
All right, we're going live. Danny's like, I got shit to do.
All right, I'm gonna head out. All right, we're live. Thanks, Danny. Well,
Yes.
shit. Hey,
I said give me a second.
I told you we're going live, and you dipped out.
Technology decided that speed, home fries.
Like, damn, Danny.
You have no idea how much I got that in high school.
What? Damn, Danny.
No,
Oh,
damn
Dan.
Daniel, back at it again with the white fans.
Where'd you get those?
No, it was especially annoying.
Oh,
Well,
Caleb is annoying. All right, so let me make sure I'm still. Where is my live thing on YouTube? Are we still live? I think so. I just can't find it to. All right, so as you can see, Danny's on here. Danny, you want to try to do your intro now since
Yes. All right.
you're back?
So I didn't realize I was talking over you. Okay, so
Horrible
this is
start
just
already.
live on YouTube.
Yeah, and I'm getting it shared on Facebook.
All right. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Inside the GEFA. This is the start of a brand new season. This is our kickoff episode presented by no one because we couldn't get sponsors. I'm your
Jesus,
intro and
Danny.
outro. I couldn't think of anything. Anyways, I'm your intro. Here, sponsored by Funko Fusion, the game that's been out for half a year. I'm Danny Morales. I'm your intro and outro guy. And here's your host, a man who was crazy enough to invite me for a second season, Mr. James
Yeah,
Simonson. Take it away, El Presidente.
I already regret it. So, all right, so we're back for season 9. Who would have thought that one? Episode 1. Brent, we have no idea where he is. He's somewhere. We got Thor. We brought back Caleb.
yo,
What's up?
Yeah, how do you mother phone me? All right, but
The classics. We're just bringing back the classics now.
yes.
so we had a little technical difficulties. Obviously, we couldn't get just live right on Facebook. We had to go through YouTube. Um, the link and everything is on the Inside the GEFA page. So, how's your guys' off season so far?
Go ahead, Thor. You talk about your off season.
I don't know. It was first off, it was a pretty brutal winter up this way. Every Saturday I felt like we were getting ice and snow, made it difficult for people to travel. Stayed on the field for a while, but we got in every bit of work that we could, got into an indoor place, brought some new faces in and just getting ourselves ready. I don't know.
Well,
It's just one of those where, you know, some off seasons you get better weather and it's really easy to consistently get numbers. Everybody can travel, things happen. I just feel like this year as a just from a weather perspective alone, it just made it really difficult. And at some point you just had to sit back and kind of laugh about it because you'd be like, all right, well, next week's going to be good. And then it wasn't. So
Yeah, did you find it difficult having prepared to defend a championship with as much roster turnover as you have? I know you had guys last year that are now with the Legends. Has it been different now to prepare with all these new faces?
shit, you're going right into it. I thought
Oh yeah, yeah. No, let's go right into it, baby. I'm back. I'm back. We're
We
going
already
right into
brought
it.
him.
so.
Next, you know, he'll be asking, "Who'd you play?"
Yeah, who did you play? Talk about it.
It's one of those where a lot of people know we were an older team. A lot of my guys really stuck together as a core for a lot of years and won a couple championships. And, I got some guys that, the six that came out here ended up going, back out that way and becoming part of the Legends. And again, adjust and adapt. And aside from that, you got some guys that just were at a point in their career where they've achieved things that they tried to achieve, and we're at a point in their life where it was time for them to move on from football. So you got guys that retire, and we had a pretty big turnover, and we had some guys who played with us in the past, not necessarily last year, that came back. And we've got the biggest rookie class that we've had in a while. Not all young kids, but a big rookie class. And we've been here before. We played our first year, ended up losing like somewhere around 20 guys. Adjusted and adapted. Year two, we came back. We're able to pick up some free agents and got a big rookie class. Malik, Sean, Steve, Matt Jenkins, guys like that made a big impact, ended up going to the playoffs. After our third season, we lost 18 people. Adjusted and adapted, and again this year we lost a decent amount of guys, and we'll continue to move forward. This is MOVA. We've got some great veterans that have returned that have, of course, worked with these rookies and been a big impact as far as that goes. We still got Malik and Lee and, a bunch of our veterans and whatnot returning as far as knowledge and in-game ability. We have a lot of that still. We just had a big team, and there was a big turnover on some of the teams. So we're excited though. The rookies bring in that fresh excitement, that eagerness to learn and do everything they can. Every year before the season starts, I host a party, and they, by the end of the night, they were like, "Is that the projector? Can we set it up and watch a film?" And they were watching film. So it's
You watch Waiting to Exhale.
exactly. The Titanic.
There goes Thor having a good moment talking about his team, and you got to shit on it.
I didn't ask the question.
It's a new season. Nothing changes about James.
So,
I don't know what you guys are talking about. All I did was ask a question.
so yeah, we're excited to get out and get the season rolling and get it started this weekend, and we're gonna travel out to Claysburg and take on Bedford County.
A big rematch of the Keystone Bowl. You nervous?
Every season I go into the season with a little bit of butterflies, every single one. This is my 10th season running the team, and if your heart's not in it, you don't get a little bit of butterflies and excitement going into it, why are you even doing it? But no, I got a lot of faith in my guys, and we've put in a lot of work, and I'm excited to go down there and see where we're at.
So who's some of these rookies that we should look out for?
I got a rookie line.
Riveting shit.
I brought in a rookie lineman, Landon Evans. He's a big fella. He's excited to to put in work. We got a receiver named Micah Bish. He's from Mo Valley as well. Bigger body receiver, actually helpful on both sides of the ball. Wants to absorb every bit of knowledge he can from people. Tommy Hicks and Jamal Hicks, a pair of brothers we got out of Tyrone. Both of them have a solid mindset to learn everything they can on both sides of the ball, and I expect them to have an impact in our season. Brought in some coaching help and, a couple guys that are going to help us otherwise. And, we want to give them a chance to just go out and prove themselves on the field and adjust into the GEFA. I mean, you guys know how it goes. Any style of football or league that you play in is different than the GEFA. So it always takes a little bit of a adjustment for people coming in, and we'll see how everybody manages.
Yeah, it's going to be a good test for the new guys. The Buffaloes play a very physical style of football.
They do.
This is going to be a really, really good game.
Yeah. I mean, they're a disciplined team, and they seem to play exceptionally well on their home field. And we're actually supposed to get good weather for the game, so it's just, you put in all that work in the off season, and it's so nice to finally be game week. I think they're calling for it to be like 76 down there or something.
76. That sounds awful.
That's a fantastic day. What are you
Right.
talking about?
It's not when you're in pads.
I would take 76.
I'm not
It
gonna
was
be-
snowing up here earlier today. I would freaking take 76.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to be in pads, so.
Yeah, me either. So it sounds perfect to me.
Right.
What does Lope say?
The most negative stuff you've ever heard in your life.
Right.
Also, he will take it no more than 50 degrees. That's perfect for him.
Danny, what have you been up to in the soft season?
Nothing much. I got a job working at the Mohegan Casino down at the Poconos. I'm part of the janitorial staff now.
There you
But
go.
other than that, yeah, nothing much.
Did they give you a free play?
No, we're not allowed to gamble down there. If we want to gamble, we'll have to drive an hour and a half down to a freaking Mount Airy. And I ain't doing that.
You don't want to do that. You don't want to become one of these people. Trust me.
What, gamblers?
They're awful people.
Caleb works at a casino too.
Yeah. I work guest services. It's awful. You don't want to be these people.
At which one? Which casino?
Oh, Hollywood out near Pittsburgh.
Oh, cool.
Danny, you do any big events or anything with Special Olympics over the fall and winter at all?
Well, the biggest one that I did was the polar plunge that we had up here in January. Montage Mountain. It was our second year.
Did you
But
jump in?
other than that, huh?
Did you jump in?
No, I didn't jump in this year. No. They actually gave me the choice to jump in this year, and I said no. Anyways.
I was like, bitch.
Anyways, no, I didn't jump in, but no, I did have a lot of fun, and yeah, that's because of work. I haven't been able to really do anything pertaining to Special Olympics, but I'm glad to be able to do this year.
Cool.
Is cool indeed, my friend. I have to say, though, I thank you for messaging me, asking me to be a part of it this year. Sorry I got back to you 3 days late.
Hey, no problem at all, buddy.
Yeah, I'm happy you just ignored my
know you-
messages for like 5 months.
You always come through and answer when I hit you up, Danny.
I didn't even see your messages.
guy.
I just saw Thor's.
Yeah, convenient for you and Thor.
Danny's my guy. So we added some new teams. I guess we should maybe talk about that. So where do we want to go? I mean, there's information about some of these teams I don't know that you can help out with a bit. So we'll just say first we got the Mifflin County Tomahawks back in the GEFA. So they've always been a good staple team. I mean,
Brian Rogers is back.
Yep. Brian Rogers and company. So, I mean, I hear some things here and there. I mean, I don't know a lot about what's going on over there. I don't know if you guys got any stuff from the grapevine you want to share.
I got nothing.
No,
I know
I
they
haven't
got
heard
a couple of Vikings.
Yeah. I heard Rob and Jamal went over to Mifflin County, and I mean, again, this is pay to play, and I definitely appreciate them. We've had some great times over the years. Apparently, that's where they decided that they wanted to play football this year. So I don't wish them the best on the scoreboard, but I wish them the best and be safe and all that jazz. So I love the game. I love doing this. I've been running the Vikings now for a decade. Unfortunately, I've had a decent amount of players go, but fortunately I've had a lot of come in, and each year's been different than the other because of the players who do come in and play different roles on the team. And I'm excited to see what 2025 brings. So,
What's the next team?
So a team that, again, I don't know a whole lot about this situation. Hopefully, it'll bring up some discussion here. I know that some of their players and staff were on or associated with the Hazleton Mustangs that I don't know if it was a rebrand or if they folded the team and just brought a new one into a new location, whatever it was. Started the Lehigh Valley Wolves. I don't know exactly where their game field address is. On the map, it says they're in Lehigh County, I believe. I don't know if you got a town on that or any insight on this team, but I don't have a whole lot other than that. I know that some of the Mustang players went to Comanche, from what I understand. Some went to start this new project. I think some went other places or retired. But what do you know about the Wolves?
I know they got somewhat decent core from the Mustang still. Same quarterback, Shane Walsh is still there. But Duke's there, which I was excited to see him still playing in the GEFA. But other than that, I really don't know too much about the Wolves. I know Billy got with Ronaldo and moved the team from Hazleton to Bath, PA, out in the Lehigh Valley. I mean, this may be the second attempt we've had at starting a team in Lehigh Valley. The first one was the Lehigh Valley Bandits that never got off the ground, but
How far away from there were the Savages located?
I love the map question. I don't know. Hold on, let me. Palmerton to Bath. We're 22 minutes away from each other.
What did you put into Bath Hazleton?
Huh?
What town did you put in?
From Palmerton to
Okay.
Bath.
Okay. So that's pretty close.
From Hazleton to Bath is about an hour.
I mean, Mustangs had a good core last year. They're a competitive team in every game and made it to the first round of the playoffs. And so I'm sure getting out that way gives them access to some new talent from a different area, of course, and we'll see what they bring to the table.
Yeah, they definitely got a bunch of new talent. I saw the one offensive lineman was from King's College, so they're definitely bringing in new blood, and that's definitely what we need in this league.
Right.
Can't keep going the same route every year with the same team, and then everybody retire or move on, and then you're out of the team. So kudos to them for bringing in new blood.
I think we only have one other expansion team, and that's the Legends, if I'm not mistaken.
Central PA Legends.
They're going to be located down in Lancaster County, I think, the Elizabethtown area.
Yeah.
Okay. So, to those that don't know, Greg and Trey and Matt and Nyhart and Emilio and a lot of the core guys from the Cyclones before they broke up basically got a team back in that area. The only reason that the Cyclones really folded, well, the main reason the Cyclones folded up was because they didn't have somebody ready to be owners and be able to run things right in that way, if I'm not mistaken. And
I blame Brett Malhorn.
So they got a board together and got a group of people willing to step up and run a team. So a lot of the players who played for the Cyclone organization all came together and brought in this new team that's absolutely going to be talented. I mean, anybody who thinks they're just some first year team coming in is going to be crazy and have a rude awakening. But that's about all I know as far as that goes.
From what I saw with the videos and that, they do have a solid core. They got LC back. They got Nyhart, Tavares, Trey, Caraballo's back. Gabe George is back. Ivan's back. Michael Rodriguez is back. I thought I saw Zeke there, but I don't know. I heard rumors that Kasim was there, which I don't know how true that is.
I didn't see the name on the roster when I looked today.
Is their roster up?
Yeah, the roster's up.
I don't know how true that rumor is. I highly doubt it. I don't ever think that I would ever see a moment where Kasim would go there.
Yeah, I don't know. I heard that, and again, I'd have to go and look, but last I heard, Comanche had Kasim and John Dodson and Train there.
Yeah, it's possible.
I did see that a couple days ago that Dotson did go to the Comanche.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you, Thor, but I always liked Dotson. It was always one of my favorite running backs, even though you didn't use him right.
I mean, hey, no, you're trying to light a fire. Me and Dotson are cool. We've had our ups and our downs. I respect his game. Ultimately, we were teammates before I was even a coach. We were on the Flash together.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish him luck.
No, I just saw who they had at running back. The Legends. I like that move.
I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, again, I don't know if it's true, but I heard that stud from the Warriors, number 16, Perez Nevins. I haven't heard anything else about where he landed, and that kid is an athlete. So if it's true that he landed there, then that's a big deal.
I don't know where Trey went.
So yeah, that just covers the new teams. I mean, Fortunately, we were able to get a few new ones. Some we went into the season with last year don't exist anymore, and that's how things work. I mean, we go down in numbers, we go up in numbers, but I think we got a good group of teams this year, and playing a little bit different of a format than we're used to, but I think it'll help lay things out well with the numbers that we have, and we'll get into it. So I guess the next thing we do is talk about the games. I mean,
real quick before we go on to the games, I got a question about like league expansion going into next year and the future years. Is there a certain number of teams that maybe we want to jump up to, or is there a number we don't want to go past? Like, I know there's been talk about having too many teams and watering it down, and with roster spots and all that. Is there a number where is there like a sweet spot the league wants to be at as far as number of teams is concerned?
So I don't think we've necessarily discussed wanting one specific number. The focus has been more about quality. So I know that sounds odd, but things
No, that makes sense.
some people might not see from the outside, and I know that some owners these days still slip up with responsibility, but there's more things I feel like we're doing as owners behind the scenes, or maybe some of the coaches are doing. Like submitting stats a more specific way. Being responsible for film to be up. You know, up until more recently, like being part of more committees, but trying to be more hands-on and involved and whatnot. But we've had times where there are more teams, and I understand that it might make a schedule look more enticing when you see more teams and more variety of games going on. But there were more blowouts, at least in my opinion. You had owners that weren't submitting the stats for their players, and then come All-Stars, their players are like, "Hey, what's going on? Can you explain to me why I did this?" And we're like, "What do you mean? Your owner never sent us those stats. How are we supposed to know that?" Because the league doesn't just go in and get the film and do your stats for you and submit them to the website. Each team's responsible for that.
Yeah.
And again, making sure there's things that are taken care of with being able to host home games. So first, making sure that you got ref coverage, of course, but venues. I feel like there's less park play. More teams now have like larger venues, I feel like, and painting the fields and making sure that there's just a lot of things that you have to make sure that you're doing when there's a bigger stadium and things like that. And I just feel like as it's gone on year after year, it's taken more and more from me. So I got to understand why some of these owners are just saying, "Hey, it's not something I can do anymore." And fortunately, there's been some each year that have said they can. So, there's always been years where we'll have 6, 7, maybe 8 possible teams come and show interest, and we'll have years where maybe 2 will. So again, I've seen it go as high as 20. I've seen it go back all the way down to 10. I've seen it work its way back up to 16. And unfortunately right now we're in one of the valleys, but I feel like it's football. People are going to continue to love it. And there's some experimental things going on around the league where they're trying to help ownership learn how to manage teams when it's a whole new team coming in, give them a chance to get their legs underneath them. They have less games. Seems to be less pressure, give you a chance to develop players that you're not sure if can play, against the Medinas and in the Elliott's of the league. And so as long as that works out and it helps the way that I feel that it's intended to help, hopefully we'll get more solid teams in. The longevity of them will help. Like we lost the Warriors, but the Warriors were in the league for 9 years. That's a good stint at this level. I mean, I've gone into like semi-pro history and looked at some that were called great, and several of them only lasted 5-6 years, so 9 years was a pretty big haul. But hell, you still have teams like the Wildcats. They're celebrating this as their 20th season is existing, and being part of the GEFA every year, and that's amazing. So again, adjust and adapt or don't in this league, and I hope to see more good teams come, but it's more about the quality of teams. It's not, hey, we're in a panic, we don't have 20 teams. No, it's, we have 8 good teams right now, and let's figure out how we're going to play the best football with 8 great teams and enjoy what we do. And James laid something out that allows us to do that. So we're playing everybody in our conference twice, and we are playing each team from the other conference once. The playoff scenario is 4 teams will go in. You'll have 2 teams play, 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3. See who makes it to the championship game. Season will end before the 4th of July, like historically it has every year, except for, was last year the only year that we didn't do that?
There was a couple of years in the history that we went past 4th of July for it.
So, but it pushes it back ahead of the 4th of July, and I don't know. I can't really complain about it at all. So
No, that sounds good. That sounds really good, actually.
So it looks like 6 teams will kick off this week. 6 of the 8. There will be 2 teams that'll sit on a bye. I guess they could have played each other, but originally we were going to have a kickoff classic, and we decided the best thing was to just go in and give the standard matchups a go this year. So that's the way that we're doing it. And if I'm not mistaken, the Lehigh Valley Wolves have to travel to the Mifflin County Tomahawks.
I like this matchup, honestly. You really don't know what the Tomahawks have. You know even less about the Wolves. All you hear is about how young the Wolves are. I know Rogers has some players on the up and coming that are just trying to get their feet wet. So it's pretty interesting to see how this will all go between those two.
Are these all 1:00 kickoffs?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, a typical Brian Rogers Tomahawks team is going to be, I think, well coached, and I think they're going to play physical football too. So, again, I don't know anything about the Wolves. Based on the Tomahawks history that I know from being in the league, they're going to play a tough game. And the Wolves got to be ready. So this might be a really interesting matchup. I don't know what to expect from the Wolves like you guys, but I hope it's going to be a good game. I know that much.
Yeah, Tomahawks are one of the rosters I haven't laid my eyes on it actually yet. So I'm not sure who all's there. So, it's a bit of hearsay as far as my end goes. But if they got this rookie named Isaiah that I believe that they got, he's a really good running back. We've seen him play from the high school level up into college. And if he really ended up playing there, he should be an impact on their team. I heard they got Mason Schweitzer back. He's always been a big bully, solid player, both sides of the ball. He's made some incredible plays in this league at tight end, D tackle, all over the place. You got to expect him to have Timmy back. Timmy's been a big part and maybe the heart of the Tomahawks team for the last several years. And when they were in the league, they took that year off, that year before. It seemed like they had some young talent coming in that was developing and stuff. Plus, them bringing in the Albros makes an impact. Jamal's a power running back style player, and Rob has the ability to play on both sides of the ball. So, that's decent football from what I'm expecting. You know what I mean? So to me, the bigger question mark is about who the Wolves pulled in to join that core that went over from the Mustangs. And like James, I really expect this to be a pretty decent game.
Yeah, I think it's a little understated how well veteran leadership in this league really is. When you get guys like championship caliber guys like the Alvarez to come over, who know how things should be done, and they're going to be on those guys 100%. That's very understated in this league. Just how good veteran leadership is.
Right.
All right, what game we got next for?
So next, we'll just say rematch of the Keystone Bowl. It's Moshannon Valley Vikings are going to travel to Bedford County Buffaloes. I know some people said it should be at my field, but really, I'm glad that this is at their field that they get to host. They got a great facility, and I feel like the way that things laid out were solid. So I'm glad that we're going there week one, get a good matchup with them, rematch, the Keystone Bowl out of the way. They have a great facility. A lot of the things that I've heard from other players that went there and the things that you can see just from the film alone, that they got a top-notch stadium and great turf. And this time of year, you can't ask for better than good turf, because most of the natural fields barely even have grass yet. So I don't know. I went through and looked at the Buffaloes roster. Looks like they brought in some of the players from the minors team that dismantled. I see they got Eddie Sims. They picked up a solid running back. So Dawkins is with them. So they got like a chunk of the minors decent core that they had, and it looks like a lot of their key pieces of skill positions returned. Not sure about their line situation and stuff like that, but again, week one, it's really tough to know and see what changes people made and all that. So you just prepare your team the best that you can and get your systems down and ready and go and play the game. So again, I mean, last year's games against them were a bit lopsided, but every single game I've ever gone into with them, I expected a slugfest, and I expect no less this time. So
It's very modest of you. I expect nothing short of a Vikings victory in this one. I know you guys have some roster turnover. Until the Buffaloes prove it, I can't pick them. I have to go Vikings every time. Or, yeah, Vikings every time.
So are you nervous to defend the belt?
I mean, it's a cool part of the game that you added. I mean, I dig it. Since we won, we got the belt at the championship, which was great. So during the off season, it's like changed hands of so many people through the organization and stuff. We're like, here, take it, bring it back. And the belt, again, that's been something cool. I mean, that belt's been taken to local elementary schools and had conversations with summer kids in summer programs about sports and just answering general questions about what it's like to be on a team. And I think it's a good addition. So, yep, the belt's on the line. It'll be there on Saturday, and
We should get Michael Buffer there to announce it.
Does the GEFA have that budget?
I mean, we couldn't get Warak, so I highly doubt we'll get Michael Buffer.
You couldn't get Warak. Oh my gosh.
Warak wanted like $1,400.
Yeah, they got to improve their production.
right.
Videos are still trash.
They're like 3 hours away, and they wanted $1,400 plus hotel, just so they could hop out of from underneath the bench.
I heard it
was
this bitch. I heard it was a possibility, and on our end, a few of us had our breath held. We thought, oh man, we're about to go in and win a chip with Warak there. This is going to be a dream come true.
Of all the things James tried to do, this is probably his biggest failure. I'm just going to put that out there.
I mean, you're not lying. I mean, that's why I said we need sponsors. Danny, get us sponsors.
I'll try my hardest. I'll make some calls. But we'll see.
All right.
For just $1 a day, you can have Warak at the Keystone Bowl.
Oh man.
All right. So unless you guys have something else about that game, we'll move on to the last one. So this is Comanche versus Legends. I honestly don't know the location. I want to say I think it's a home game for the Legends, but I could be wrong.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, Comanche versus Legends. You know, there's a grapevine around the league. You know, Comanche is one of those teams that, because they're a rival of ours, if anything happens, you hear this and that. You don't know what's true, but from what I understand, Comanche picked up some additions. I think they got Menza from the Mustangs,
The Mustang has got like the whole defense from last year.
and you know that's going to help them out. Offensively, I really don't know that much. I mean, of course, they're going to have London Johnson returning. I think they got some offensive line help from the Mustangs. And they already had a pretty solid offensive line to begin with last year. So, I mean, I expect them to come and be a strong team.
Jericho
Historically,
Berger, Joe Munfro, Chase Struthers, the Big Ugly Award winner, or should I say Aaron Nicholas, Ryan Contento, Big Ugly Award winner.
so I mean, historically, I feel like, you know, Monk always puts together a good team. It might take them some years to take them a week or two to get rolling, and when they do, they're rolling strong. So it's just going to depend on how ready they are coming out week one, because they're going to run into the buzzsaw that is the Legend, what we expect to be the Legend offense. I believe they picked up that big fella. I looked at their roster online. Looked like they picked up that big fella Doyle from the Nightmare. He should be a big help. I feel like he was an aggressive kid.
Jimmy Doyle.
Yeah.
Doyle.
And you know, again, with the Cyclone players, I mean, there's an incredible amount of in-game knowledge. I can't stress how much there is with those guys. You know, on the fly ability of Tavares and Gilchrist, and I mean, Nyhart can just watch you flip your hips one way and can put himself into a side of the field by himself. It's just really weird how good some of those guys really are on the fly to adjusting, adapting, and kind of playing more of a fluid style of game, and that's just really hard to beat. So we'll see how their defensive play is. Again, I don't know a ton about the defense that they're putting together over there, but you know, Gabe George is on the roster. He's proven himself to be an excellent safety in this league for many years. He's a ball hawk style, but he's still not afraid to get in, put his nose in, play a physical game. Caraballo has been a proven linebacker. Again, he'll play real solid. He can cover. He's a high IQ player on the field. So, you know, we'll see what they put together on the defensive line, but it's still always hard to imagine picking against Medina and his fellas. And again, I mean, I got to pick that direction, but this is going to be another great matchup. We could have 3 really good games going into the season here.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I mean, when you stack those rosters together, the Comanche and the Legends, talent wise, I mean, slight edge to the Legends, I think. But really, I think this is going to come down to the coaching, and a lot of times we don't talk a lot about how the old Cyclones, just how they coached their way through. It's not just coaching and going into the games; it was everything, all the adjustments they made in the game as well. Very, very tough to beat like that. So I got to go Legends on this one, but it should be a really, really good game.
Yeah, this should be the game that everybody's looking forward to see. Um, with all the hype amongst the both teams going into this one, are the Legends going to be the same Cyclones, or are they going to course their own path here? It should be interesting to see. But I do like this game. I think I like this game more than the other ones. No offense, Thor.
Not at all. Like I said, three potentially great games. So we'll see who was able to get things gelling the best in the off season. Who comes out firing quick as far as like their teams gelling and playing well together, and should be an interesting week 1.
All right, so let's make our picks. I know Caleb was kind of doing that already, but Danny, let's start with you.
What do you got? Which one?
Tomahawks, Wolves. Who you got winning?
Ooh. I think the Wolves, honestly.
You're just making that up.
You know me, I make all my picks up.
Thor, what about you?
Again, I think this has the potential to be a really good game. Home teams, I feel like, everybody has a little bit of home field advantage, more crowd, more convenience, more flexibility as far as time goes. But I don't want to knock anything the Wolves got going on because I just don't know enough about what they've got. And I feel like I know more about pieces of the Tomahawks, and I know that they can pull things together and play a solid game if they really have the guys that I think they do. So my pick on this will be Tomahawks over Wolves. If we're given scores, I'm probably going to say 48-30 Tomahawks.
Yeah, I think this one's going to be close, even with who we talked about. I'm going to give it to the Tomahawks. Say 32, say 30-26.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Tomahawks as well. The only real question I have is really just about the Wolves roster. I don't know what it looks like. I'm not sure what they're gonna be like offensively or defensively. So, and I can't bet against my best friend Brian Rogers. That's my guy. Can't go against him. So I'm gonna go Tomahawks, 30-20.
Good pick, Khalib.
So, Danny, that leaves you lone wolfing with the Wolves. So you're going to need to give everybody a good howl.
Let's hear the howl, Danny.
Oh, you guys still do that?
Mhm.
Yep.
All right. I haven't howled in a while, but oh, how was that?
Good job, Danny.
I've heard better.
Fantastic. That's a fantastic howl.
It was.
Haven't done that in years. That was actually kind of
You
fun.
overachieved on that one, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
Good job, buddy.
Thanks.
we
guys.
don't need that.
All right. So you putting this in a spreadsheet? Is that why the finger started typing there? Or
Yeah.
we moving on to the next one?
Next one, Vikings, Buffaloes for the belt.
For the belt. All I'm gonna do on this one is just I'm always picking Vikings. Always, every day, anytime, always pick Vikings.
I hope so.
I'm
Usually
not
when you do that, you're wrong.
I'm not giving, hey,
What
listen, I've had head coaches in games when we walk up to pregame and we're getting ready, come up to me and be like, yo, don't beat us too bad.
No.
Or I know you're gonna kill us, but just take it a little easy. I'm not playing. I had one guy say it to me 3 times before the game even started, and I was like, man, you gotta have some faith in your own guys, right?
I don't know why you would talk about Brian like that. It's pretty messed up.
It wasn't Brad.
Damn.
It wasn't
No,
Brad.
I know exactly who that was.
So I say Vikings, and I'm not giving a score.
Damn.
Go ahead, Danny. You can have the next pick.
I'm going to go with defending champs. I'm going to go with the Vikings. That's it. That's all I have to say. Who's next?
No score?
34-28. Let's just do that. 34-28 Vikings.
I'm with you, Dan. I got the Vikings as well. It's gonna be a close one, I think, as well. I'm gonna go 42-30.
Who's your corner? Thor.
Who are you talking to?
Well, no one else here is playing in the game.
My cornerback?
Yeah.
I mean, I've got multiple of them.
Who's your starters?
Malik and Andre Dope.
I feel like you're just making up names because you took so long.
I did. I just told them. You could have saw me flip my hat right over and draw them out. No, we'll see. We'll see how things work out.
All right. I'm going to go Vikings only because you didn't give me all the information.
Oh, you wanted to go Buffalo so bad, didn't you?
I still think the Buffalo is going to win, but for the sake of this, I'm going to pick the Vikings.
You just didn't want to howl.
T.O. gets his revenge. T.O. by 50.
Deal by 350.
All right, next one.
Next we got Comanche at Legends.
Ooh.
So, I mean, sometimes it takes people a week or two to get their offenses rolling. I don't know if the Legends are necessarily going to have as much of that problem, depending on how much turnover the Comanche had. So maybe I'm not going to put the scores quite as high, but I say Legends win 42-32.
I'm gonna agree with you. I think the Legends win as well. I know we're talking about the Legends and the Comanche, not a historical matchup, but let's be honest, this is Cyclones Comanche as well. These two teams do play each other very well every single time they match up. I do give the edge to the Legends, however, and I'm gonna go 56-48.
Danny,
I'm with you. I'm going to go with the Legends. Let's do, I don't know, 50-46.
I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards my shot coaching staff and saying the Comanche. The Mustangs. But
The Mustangs.
Whoa, bro.
but yeah, I'm pretty confident. I'm going to go with my shot coaching staff and say Legends by 5.
Oh, shit.
Not an exact score there.
Had us in the first half, not gonna lie. I thought he was going Mustangs.
Now I got to bust Kyrie and Mensa. 41-35 or 41-36 Legends. Though I won't be upset if the Mustangs win. Where'd Thor go? He's in that shit again, isn't he?
No, he's
I'm going outside for a smoke. I just muted my stuff. I'm here.
Yeah, come on. He needs that extra cigarette after he found out T.O. was on the Buffaloes.
Yeah, like that's news.
oh, that one was news to me today when I saw that. I didn't know he was there.
I heard rumors, but I didn't know how true it was. All right, so Who said the Cyclones?
I don't think anyone said the Cyclones.
You just said it, Danny.
All right, there. You got me there.
All right, so we got anything else?
No, I think that's it.
I think that we're good.
That's it for me.
All right, Danny.
All
Take us
right,
out.
ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to our 9th season premiere of Inside the GEFA. I'm sure we'll be back here every Wednesday to give you the hottest dose of GEFA news. But for James, for Thor, and for Caleb, my name is Danny Morales, and we will see you guys next time.
Later.
Peace.
Caleb, say hi to your mother for me, all right?
I thought you were gonna let that one go.